What is up, bros and hoes? It's Asher Optic Midnight. Today I'm bringing you guys a gameplay commentary. I've kind of decided to try to do gameplay commentaries where you guys can actually see my face and maybe relate more to what I'm saying just by seeing, I don't know, I'm not just a voice basically in this gameplay commentary, but if you want to watch a gameplay, that's on the screen for you too. Today we're going to be going over just kind of like a look back at the last year of Advanced Warfare as a Call of Duty, kind of give the goods and the bads that I personally experienced over the last about like 11 months of Advanced Warfare. And I know we're gonna get like comments you're like, oh my god, Advanced Warfare is the worst Call of Duty ever, and you're totally entitled to whatever opinion you have. Believe me, no one should ever tell you that you shouldn't, you know, feel or think a certain way, but like, I don't know, man, it seems so popular to hate whatever Call of Duty was out. If you guys were around during Black Ops 2, people hated Black Ops 2 while it was out, but then magically afterwards, people were like, yes, Black Ops 2 is the best COD ever, which I mean, I agree with. So, anyway, I wanted to talk about the good and the bad things I really liked about Advanced Warfare and the things I really didn't like about Advanced Warfare. So, I'll give you guys my overall score at the end of the video, and let's just get into the good. The good thing about Advanced Warfare was that it came at a really good time. After Call of Duty Ghosts, it was a little shaky after Call of Duty Ghosts, you know. Competitive viewership was down, viewership across of every, like, you know, people being interested in Call of Duty Ghosts aside from just playing it was down. The player numbers were down, just everything about Call of Duty Ghosts was really sloping downward quickly towards the end of that game's first year life cycle. So Advanced Warfare brought something new, something fresh, a brand new developer got added to the scene. They'd been working on it for like 2 or 3 years or whatever, so it really like brought like a oh my gosh, like excitement type of thing. And so the movement system that they added was really fresh. I mean, I remember the first time I played Advanced Warfare and I thought the idea of the exosuit was like literally the greatest thing they'd ever could have come up with, right? I thought it was so cool. I loved how the movement worked, especially if you had a SCUF controller. It just made the whole thing feel so fluid, and it just made it really, really good. So other things that came, like they brought back like either new game modes or really good game modes. Like they included Hardpoint, and they brought Uplink, which I think was one of the best things that competitive has seen since the introduction of Hardpoint in Black Ops 2. So they brought like our favorite game modes back as well as a cool new one. Dig that. The variants that they added to the game, I thought they were really good. They're also really bad. It's like the variants are in the good and bad part. I'll explain in a little bit. But the variants added a whole like layer that we've never had in Call of Duty. Before, you just grinded out certain weapons and got things for certain weapons. And now you could have like different variants just by being lucky or earning supply drops throughout playing, which I thought was really cool. Other than that, I mean, the game looks really good graphically. The maps were pretty good, in my opinion. There's only a couple maps where if they come up, I'm like, oh my god, I really don't want to play that map. I thought a lot of them were really good, small usually, and led for good close quarters combat. The sounds in the game were amazing and stuff like that. So, let's get into the bad though, because there's bad parts about everything. I mean, if you really want to nitpick, you could find bad things about literally anything. But the movement, to me, this is the biggest turnoff in Advanced Warfare that I personally experienced. You guys have to let me know what you guys think. But the movement, after like 6 months of playing heavily, like I played a lot, I got to like top prestige pretty quickly. So, and that might be also probably why I got a little like strung out on it, right? I was like anything's good in moderation, right? So the movement got stale to me after a while, especially if you play like in ranked play or any kind of competitive type of game mode like I do. Maybe you guys don't have the same experience, but like everyone just mashes A, right? You spawn and you're just mashing A. You see a guy, mash A, fly around in the air, and I got really sick of the almost all aerial combat. It just got really old to me really quickly. It was like after like a few months of playing, it's like a switch just flicked in my brain, and I was like, I hate this. Like I just want to not spam A every time I spawn, and every gunfight I get in, me and the other guy are just spamming A, and it just became this crazy thing, right? So that was probably the biggest turnoff in Advanced Warfare to me. Otherwise, variants, I don't know, that kind of decreased like the weapon grind. Like you would stop really grinding weapons. It would just be like, oh, I hope I get this good version of it, instead of grinding for all the attachments that make it good and stuff like that. Another thing we can add about variants is variants in ranked play. Now, I understand why they didn't take them out of ranked play, but as a competitive person, maybe you guys are too, but like, they should have taken the variants out of ranked play. It just evens the playing field. Competitive is about having an even playing field and then proving who's the best on that even playing field. I understand why they didn't. The variants are a huge layer of their multiplayer, and to just take that out of a playlist seems almost like counterintuitive to what the game's about, which I totally understand. But I'm also like wanting an even playing field when I play a competitive game mode. Also, even though the technical rules don't say that you can't use like a warbird and like a sentry gun, literally none of the tournaments that you see, the major LAN tournaments, no players use those things. I think they should have been out of the rules, and they should have been out of ranked play. And finally, probably one of the worst things I've seen was the advanced supply drop locked weapons. When they released the M1 Irons, that pistol, when they released that, everyone got it, and then if you really, you know, you either bought these supply drops or you earned the supply drops, you could get variants of those, that pistol, which is awesome. But then they came out with newer weapons that, like, I still haven't even got most of these weapons because I just don't want to open the supply drops for them. The advanced supply drop locked weapons is a really good way to generate income for your game, and I have a feeling, I don't know this, I'm literally speaking from the stance of an opinion, I don't know if it was Activision or Sledgehammer or both that agreed on that. I don't know if they, you know, I don't know who decides that stuff. But from a business perspective, it was really smart. From a consumer perspective of a person that just wants to use those weapons, it kind of sucks. That really kind of like was like, really? I gotta really, you know, I gotta hunt for these things. And then the amount of like loot that ended up coming out for the supply drops was so much that if you were looking for one specific thing, it was kind of like trying to find a needle in a haystack. So overall, me, for Advanced Warfare, just looking back at the game and trying to like objectively look at it instead of just kind of going with, like, the internet seems to go with whatever everyone else is saying. Like, if we just sit here and tweet, you know, fave for no exos, or fucking, you know, all this crazy stuff, or like bashing Sledgehammer, like, everyone just kind of jumps on that hate train, and I'm not really one of those people. I genuinely overall liked Advanced Warfare. There's a couple things I really didn't like about it, but it didn't destroy my playing experience. I still played a ton of the game. I enjoyed the game for the most part. The movement got a little old to me, and I didn't like how they locked some of the weapons. That's about it. Otherwise, I really liked the game. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. I would like to know what you guys give it as well down in the comment section below. Give it a rating out of 10. 1 being like I already burned it in a fire pit, and 10 being like I love it. I wish they would make a second one. So put that down in the comment section. I'd just like to know what you guys think overall about Advanced Warfare. So this was just a quick, you know, commentary. I did this actually last year for Ghost too, like where I just kind of like talk about the recent year of Call of Duty and what it means, and kind of going into Black Ops 3 is kind of a good like little video to release, talking about, you know, just my thoughts about the most recent Call of Duty. I'm super excited for Black Ops 3. It looks really promising, and the fact that we got a beta is amazing, and I can't wait to play that. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed. I really appreciate it. Supports the video. Make sure to subscribe to catch future content. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.